Satsang or Loka Sangraha, or surround yourself with empowering influences. We all talk about this, and there are a lot of people around us who are हम लोगों से एनर्जी ले लेता है, कोई कोई हम लोगों को एनर्जी दे देता है. तो सेल्फ एक्सपेंशन थियरी एक है जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट आर्थर एंड एलिन एरोन ने बनाया था, and explained that humans have a fundamental innate motivation to grow and improve themselves. ये शुरू होता है, a good relationship is one where both people help each other become better version of themselves. ये एक शुरू होता है हमारा नॉर्मल जो, if you are doing your work or running your business or whatever, there are many things happening around you which you have no control over. But what is coming to you, you can control to some extent, or how you are responding to it, you can control to some extent. एक एग्जांपल देता हूं. Daily exposure to negative news increases anxiety around 27%, helplessness around 30%, irritability around 40%. This is Journal of Anxiety Disorder. There's a very fine research has done where it says that make sure there will be more positive inputs in your life or in daily life than negative inputs. Positive और नेगेटिव का 3:1 ये रेशियो, और इससे बड़ा अगर रेशियो हो, so at least 3 positive input are happening compared to 1 negative input, then your burnout, anxiety, disengagement level will remain normal. जॉर्डन पीटरसन ने एक बहुत अच्छा बात किया. उसने कहा कि मैजिक रेशियो, अभी मैजिक रेशियो एक कपल के लिए उसने बोला है, बट दिस इज ट्रू फॉर एनी रिलेशनशिप, विच इज एक खराब इंटरेक्शन को पॉजिटिव फील में उसको लेके जाने के लिए 5 पॉजिटिव इंटरेक्शन जरूरी है. सो 5:1. So always try to engage yourself in a discussion, in a relationship, in an interaction where that is positively feeding you.
Wonderful. This particular whole idea of satsanga, this beautiful hymn called Bhajagovindam. Okay. So in that, there's a particular shloka called number 9, I think, in which he says, Satsangatve nitsangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivana mukti. So what is the message here? The message here is very, very clear. That if you are in the right satsang, what is satsang? Sat is truth. Sang is company. If you are in the company of truth, if you maintain that company of people who are all dedicated to a particular truth. So what is the truth of an enterprise? Okay. If you take any particular enterprise, then what is the truth of that particular enterprise? The truth in that particular enterprise is very, very simple. Okay. That enterprise, that company, that organization that we have set up, that organization has a fundamental truth. What is the truth? We need to be true to our customers. We need to be true to our employees. We need to be true to our associates, our suppliers, our vendors. We need to be true to our ecosystem. Because it is these 4 constituents of an enterprise that are responsible for the growth of the enterprise. You can't have any enterprise growing if it is either untruthful to the customer. If there is a product or service that you come up with, it must measure up to whatever is the promise of that product or service when the customer experiences that product or service. If there is a set of employees, then that employees must get from you what you have promised as something that you will deliver to them. A work environment, a work ethic, transparency, all of this is part of that truth that you are saying I will deliver to an employee. Likewise to your suppliers, your vendors, your associates, your partners, people who come into a partnership with you to help you produce that particular good or to help you deliver that particular service. There is a certain amount of truth in that again. And finally, to the ecosystem. You can't run an enterprise by cutting corners, by not paying taxes, by not being a good corporate citizen. So, this whole point of satsang, if you keep this as the core and you surround yourself with the kind of people that you want, then what are you doing? You are creating an enterprise based on the Loka Sangraha. What does Loka Sangraha mean? Loka Sangraha is again a beautiful concept that comes from the times of King Janaka. King Janaka was supposed to be a Raj Rishi. He was called Raj Rishi, which means he was Raja, but he was like operating like a Rishi. So when you talk of Loka Sangraha, it means the welfare of the world. So what is your world again? Your world is your customers. Your world is your employees. Your world is your partners, your suppliers, your vendors, your people who are partnering with you. Your world is your ecosystem. So if you get the right people who are all committed to delivering what you said you will deliver, so if every co-founder of yours, if every employee of yours, and this is something, so when you choose these people, you need to choose the right people in the enterprise, especially if you're a startup. If some of the people who are watching this episode are startups, very, very careful. More than competence is important, but more than competence is another thing, which is, are these people committed to delivering what you as an entrepreneur, as a startup founder, want to deliver? The last 22 years that I've been running Born to Win Goutamji, and we've helped more than 200,000 people in the corporate sector. We work with more than 20, 30 associates across the country. So I've often been asked this question: how do you choose an associate? I ask them a simple question. Whenever a client trusts us, it can be a small client, it can be a giant organization, it doesn't really matter. And we work with the best names in India in terms of public sector organizations. We work with Navratna companies, we work with huge multinational companies across the globe, and we work with tiny entrepreneurs. So one of the things that I keep asking my people is this: we have made a commitment to that enterprise, to that company, that we will deliver a certain product. And in the process of delivering that certain product, there will be certain deliverables that we will deliver. Now, these deliverables can be growth, it can be enhancing quality, it can be enhancing productivity, it can be enhancing efficiency, whatever. Those are the deliverables that we will deliver. My question to every one of my people, my Sahayogis, is this: we need to be extremely conscious that the deliverables are more important than the deliveries. So we will deliver a process, we will go and deliver a certain product, we will deliver a service. Our delivery will take 1 hour, it will take 2 hours, it will take 4 hours, it will take 6 hours, it will take 5 weeks, it will take 6 weeks, it will take 8 weeks. That's all right. While we are very, very focused on the deliveries, and we don't compromise on that, we never take our eyes off the deliverables, because this customer wants to grow his business from 300 million to 500 million. And when you want to go from 300 million to 500 million, that is the deliverable that we promised. We need to then get into that mindset of delivering. Our deliveries can get extended beyond 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. But we are committed to that. Now that is satsang. That is Loka Sangraha. So what are we saying? If we surround ourselves with the right kind of people who are committed to the deliverables that have been promised by the organization, not just focus on the deliveries, then you are getting this beautiful concept into play, where you're saying, I'm running a satsang, that my entire sang is working on the basis of truth. What is the truth? That we will deliver a certain service in a manner that will give us those deliverables. and that is Loka Sangraha, which means the entire world is going to be with us. And that, Gautam, is the reason why some of my customers are working with me after 22 years. They continue to work with us. We continue to get repeat business. Why? Because we've created that world.
Ultimately, बातें यहाँ तक आती है कि basically you have to surround yourself with the people who are kind of believing with your truth and who are kind of with you in the journey जो आप बाहर मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहते हो. नॉर्मली ये 5 तरह के लोग होते हैं जिसको आप अवॉइड करो तो भी अच्छा है. एक है, नॉर्मली आप देखो तो दे ऑलवेज कंप्लेन अबाउट समथिंग और रादर कंप्लेन अबाउट एक्सटर्नल स्टफ. इंटरनल कोई कंप्लेन नहीं है, हम लोग ये नहीं कर पा रहा है और हमारा ये प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं, एवरीथिंग इज एक्सटर्नल. सेकेंड इज जो लोग सेंटर ऑफ अटेंशन होना चाहते हैं. बेसिकली whatever is in their head, that is the ultimate truth they want to bring on the table. इन लोगों को भी थोड़ा दूर रखो. नार्सिसिस्टिक ये तो थोड़ा बहुत प्रॉब्लमेटिक भी है, थोड़ा बहुत बड़ा भी है, ये अलग से एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ेगा. बट people who are always consumed with their own problems, let's put it this way very simply. और लास्ट है जो लोग ड्रामा किंग और ड्रामा क्वीन है. They always love the highs and the lows और सराउंडेड बाय ड्रामा कॉन्स्टेंटली. उनके जीवन में कामली स्मूथली कुछ नहीं होता है. either they are on the upside or they are on the bottom side. Again, if you think consciously, it's all external thing, nothing is internal. और हम लोग पहले दिन से यही बातें कर रहे हैं कि the journey is internal. So इस तरीके से if we can surround ourselves with the right people, we definitely can do the job in a righteous way. और हमारा हैप्पीनेस भी बढ़ेगा, वेलबींग भी बढ़ेगा और काम भी बहुत अच्छा होगा. In next episode, we will talk about embrace transformation over quick fixes. According to Gita, it's abhyasa or vairagya. Thanks for watching.